Hey girl, in this video I want to teach you how to trust your own decisions again. Because trusting your own decisions can make you more confident, calmer, just more aligned with yourself, and it can also help you to rely less on the opinions of others. So you can rely less on the media that you listen to or your mother-in-law's opinion. There are also some researches that shown that we are making 35,000 decisions per day. So imagine if those decisions could be just easy, second nature to you, your days would be 35,000 times easier. That would be amazing, right? Hi, I'm Mercedes. Welcome in if you're new to this channel. I'm talking about everything that concerns the inner world of mothers. I am a mother of 1.5, so I have a 2-year-old and I have one on the way. And when I first became a mother, I had a very hard time with making decisions. I was constantly asking my husband about his opinion. I felt much more at ease when my husband was around and I could just rely on him and share the responsibility of the decision making and just let him do the heavy duty of making decisions. But if you're like that, your husband probably cannot be there always. When you can make your own decisions, when you can express your own opinions and thoughts, the world will be a better place. So we need your decisions. So here I want to share with you some practical tips that you can relearn making decisions and you can relearn trusting your own decisions. So tip number 1 would be to practice making decisions in small. So for example, if you're about to eat dinner and you have to pick between a tomato or a cucumber to eat, if you're unsure about whether to eat a tomato or a cucumber for your dinner, what I would do is just imagine those two options, how they would taste. First, pick the first option, a tomato. If it helps for the first couple of times when you're still practicing, you can even close your eyes and just imagine how it would feel like in your body to eat this tomato. And then imagine the other option, how it would feel in your body to eat the cucumber instead. And with some practice, you can start to feel that at one option, you feel lighter and more expanded, while the other option feels like it drags you down and it closes you up. So pick the one where you felt like you expanded and you felt lighter in your body. It is actually a lesson that I learned not so long ago and it helped me a lot. I'm still also practicing this, to just imagining both options and just tuning back into my body and listening to my gut. Because actually gut feeling is a real thing. So the gut is the second brain. The gut is a very important organ in our body with all the microbiomes, and just try to trust your gut feelings more and more, and with some practice you will get better at it, and with some practice you won't have to imagine too much the two options. You will just feel it for the first time. But it happened with me a lot of times that even though I felt something in my gut, I felt this intuition that which one to choose, I was still overthinking it and just tried to reason it or correct it in a way that, so for example, we have too much cucumbers at home, so I should pick the cucumber. That would be a reasonable choice. But what if I want to eat the tomatoes instead? It's way too easy for us to overthink it, right? But what can you do to reduce the amount of overthinking that you're doing? First thing is the overthinking is possibly caused by a worry. So we are worrying about everything, right? Small things, big things. But the important thing is that you should examine this feeling, this worry that came up in you, and you should examine which type it is, because there are two types of worries. There are the worries that are rooted in reality, and there are the worries that has nothing to do with reality. So with worry number one, it is rooted in reality. It is there to save you from harm. For example, if you left your home and you're worrying that you left the iron on or your stove is still on, that worry is actually saving your life, your house. So this worry is worth paying attention to, and it's worth going back home to check if it's true or not. But the other type of worry is the one that has nothing to do with reality. It is only in our imagination. So try to just think it through. Is this really connected to reality, or is this possibility only lives in my imagination? And with the second type of worry, what you can do is actually super simple. You can actually just drop it. Just imagine it as a ball, a tennis ball in your palm. And just imagining it, you're just dropping it. That was the worry, you dropped it. It no longer belongs to you. And if it comes back, just try to imagine this again, that you are dropping the ball. And just repeat it a couple of times and it will go away. And while making decisions, we tend to think that this decision should be the perfect, the best decision that you can make. But this is not true. Release this idea that your decision needs to be perfect. No, it doesn't. You are allowed to make mistakes, to make bad decisions, and to correct it afterwards, after you learned from it. So most of the cases, when it's not about like big purchases, it doesn't matter if your decision is not perfect. It is much better to make a decision fast than to not make it and just procrastinate it and let it drown you down. And another practical tip on how you can trust your own decision is to boost your confidence. So if you're confident in yourself, you will trust your decisions way better. But how can you boost your confidence? So some of the tips are, you could dress up every day. Even though if you're not going anywhere, just get a nice blouse on instead of the t-shirt that you're wearing 7 days a week. You could also reflect on everything that you've achieved so far. So just sit down and reflect on all those things. Try to remember how it was the first time when you became a mother, how hard it was, how clueless you were, or maybe you didn't know how to change a diaper and now it's second nature to you. Maybe you didn't know how to start breastfeeding and now it just flows. Just go back and think how much you've already achieved. Once we learn something, we tend to forget where we came from. But just take a moment to look back to your old self and pat yourself on the back because you did so much already. You can also play around and walk in a confident way. So use your stroller walks to build your confidence, to practice making decisions in a confident way. So while you're pushing the stroller, just imagine as you would walk in a runway, just the way how the body flows, it actually influences your confidence, the way you present yourself in the world around you, and the way the world around you responds to you. It's so fun when you activate this feminine walking power of yours. And I want you to know that you are an expert in your life. You lived your life for so many years now. You are an expert in your needs, in your opinions, and you are an expert in your family, what your family needs, what is your family rhythm. So even though you let yourself forget some of it, your body still knows what's best for you. So just know that, and practice, practice, and practice. Don't stress too much if the decision making doesn't come naturally at the first couple of times, because we spend so much time suppressing our needs and our thoughts and our opinions that it takes a long time to relearn it. That's natural. And last tip is to just try to sit in silence. Try to sit with yourself, with your thoughts. Even when they are scary, just try to sit with them and let them be processed. Or you can journal, that's maybe even better, and just let your thoughts come out of you, and then you will get to know your opinions and preferences again, and they can help you to trust your decisions again. So thank you so much for watching this video. I'm really interested in your opinion, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for the support, girls, and see you in the next one.